G'day folks, this is Sim. Welcome back to Minecraft Done From Down Under. We're playing JadedCat's Magic Farm 3 and I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. The good news is that the mana pool is slowly filling up. It's taking a long time and we're certainly going to have to do something to improve it. In the short term, I think, not so much the long term. However, I have some other issues that I'm trying to resolve at the moment. One of them is the smeltery. I've been planning to make some better quality tools, and more specifically better quality weapons, because I want to get out and about. And one of the options, if we have a quick look at the various tools, let's go with a sword blade. Okay, we've got a lot of options showing up in NEI, and some of them are quite different to what I'm used to. If we look at the sword blade cast, for example, you can see all of the options, and you'll notice that there are a whole bunch of additions that have been added. So having a look at the various different options, I noticed that I've got things such as Signalum, Illuminati, Monosteel, which is quite good, and that was my first thought. But the Illuminati also looked interesting, so I thought, okay, well, what do I need to make that? I need molten lumium. And how do I make molten lumium? Well, okay, it's an alloy smelting recipe. Okay, that doesn't look too shabby. We need some energized glowstone, some tin and some silver. I can do all of those sorts of things. So let's have a look at the energized glowstone. Well, we've got the magma crucible, of course, and we've also got the smeltery. And you'll notice the temperatures that are sitting up here. Now, that's where things get interesting, because while I was playing around, one of the things that I thought I would do is have a look at liquid redstone. And the reason I did, let's see if we can find it, is that it also has some interesting uses. Now, it says in here that you can also make this in the smeltery, so that seems quite reasonable. And one of the things that we can use it for, I can use it to make molten signalum, and signalum is also a very, very useful metal as far as tools are concerned and smithing, because one of the other issues that we have is, if we have a look at things like bindings, there are quite a lot of options which aren't available that you would normally be able to use. The problem, though, comes down to the fact that I can't melt the redstone in the smeltery. It simply won't work. It gets to a certain temperature and then it just stops, so the smeltery is obviously not getting hot enough. I had a look, and as far as smeltery is concerned, we've got all the standard smeltery blocks, and we also have these blocks which I'm familiar with from Tinker's Steelworks, but I've never seen them just sitting here, and there is no Steelworks in this pack. These are just a different version. So now I'm asking myself the question, because I've done the research on the net, I can't find any information anywhere. Has Jaded been mucking with things? Has there been an update that isn't very well documented? Is there a mod in play here that I haven't been able to figure out yet? Either way, I don't know whether there's a method of making this generate more heat, or whether I have to make a new smeltery using the new blocks. The other problem is the mob spawns. You might have noticed I haven't got any food on me. Where's my pouch? What have I done with my food pouch? Can anybody see it in any of these chests? There it is. I don't know. Give me something to eat that I haven't eaten recently. Yeah, foot long. That looks good. While we're at it, let's unload the stuff that I don't need to be having on me right now. I do need all of those, and we'll get to why in just a minute. Don't need the book. Okay, so is that foot long going to do the job? Probably not. We'll add a BLT to the mix when we get a little bit low. So, what's the problem? Well, as I said, you might have noticed that in my inventory I've got a few nether things. And you're going, well, what the heck were you doing in the nether without us? We want to see you die painfully, preferably in a fire. Well, none of those things happened. And that's the problem. It might be better this time around, but after clearing out all the mobs and getting the spawns back, I travelled back to the nether just to do some basic, well, and now it's completely different. We've got pigmen, we've got creepers. I don't know what's going on with the spawns. Basically, this area here, everywhere around me, had nothing. It was absolutely bare. Let's put this door in here. So I basically wandered around. I don't have a bow, so I can't take on those creepers, which is a bit of a bother. See if we can kill this guy. Come on, jump up. Jump up and die. Jump up. Oh! Now, he shouldn't have been able to see me. That's a bit ragged. Let's just seal this up. Alright, do we have any other aggros at the moment? Doesn't look like it. Put these fires out and keep our eyes open. See, this is what you were wanting to see. You didn't want to see me just roaming around doing nothing, with nothing trying to kill me. And we do have to be careful, because there's a pretty good chance that some of these pigmen are going to aggro just for the fun of it. It's a jaded pack after all. Alright, so as you can see, there's a little bit of cobalt floating around, which I'd like to get my hands on. I don't have my good pick though, that's still upstairs, but this weeping pick, the onion one, is actually doing a pretty decent job of just general purpose work, and it does plus 10 damage, so it's not a bad little weapon. Although we need a lot better. However, let's take you on a journey that hopefully won't end in my death. Keep our ears open for aggro piggies. As you can see, right here, literally out the back door. Hello, I heard you, where are you? Seriously, where are you? Oh, there's a nice big magma slime over here. And he's trapped, so let's kill him. A little bit of fire resistance would be nice. Not that we have any blaze rods. Oh, there goes me pick again. Good on you, mate. Oh! What? Oh, okay. Of course, that's what we need to be careful of. The rotten buggers that turn into infernal mobs. But, okay, well now you're starting to see what I'm talking about again. Oh, right there? Oh, what the heck is that? That is huge. Alright, so let's just put some buffers up, because we don't want a wither skelly really wrecking our day. We got one just down here. Can we... Oh, shite. We gotta run. That guy was infernal. And he looked fast. Yeah, he looked fast. I'm out of here. Sorry. I'm not going to lose my shot just yet. Oh, that's a no. Wow, you're fast too. And you're actually tracking me? Well, that's different. I've never seen a ghast that actually tracked before. That's very different. Wonder if they're birthed by that big fella. Yeah, see? Here comes another one. Straight at me. No ifs, no buts, no maybes. At least they don't do too much damage. Now, we can kill this guy. How much damage are you going to do? Oh, you died. Thank you. What did you drop? Chain leggings, projectile protection. Projectile protection. Now, is that infernal? He's over there. Wanted to get a couple of blaze rods. So, the game's proving me a liar. Because now we got lovely stuff spawning everywhere. Will you stop shooting at me? I'm trying to talk to these people. We'll talk about the other problem that I've got to deal with. Alright, so let's just seal this up. Now I've got to get some slabs down in here because I suspect that I'm going to have stuff spawning in here which I don't really want. So we're going to slab this area just to give ourselves a little bit of better protection. The other problem that I had was nether wart. The nether wart that I picked up out of that fortress doesn't want to grow. And surprise, surprise, it's AgriCraft. Now, when I look at the nether wart, I don't have anything to tell me what it needs to grow on in the overworld. And I don't even know whether it will grow in the overworld. If I look at what I can use it for, I can get various seeds if I'm growing things on the right things. But I can't find a recipe that will actually give me nether wart through here. So, until I can figure out what it needs to grow on, or what needs to be under the block, it's proven to be a bit of a bother. So what I want to do is see whether the problem is in fact simply that it needs to grow in the nether. So let's try that now. Got some soul sand. And some crop sticks. If we bang this down in there, this plant is fertile and can grow. So that's not what's happening in the real world, which means that it looks like we can only grow nether wart in the nether. And unless I get an area chunk loaded, I'm going to have to be here for it to grow. And the reason I want the nether wart is quite simple, really. The nether wart is used in the recipe to make slime soil, either with soul sand and gravel or tainted soil and heat sand. And that's what I was gathering here when things were nice and peaceful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out here. Now that I know I can grow some nether wart, I'm going to spend a little bit of time, do some tidying up in here, get the rest of the heat sand and dirt that I need to be able to make up the bricks. And when I come back, hopefully we're going to experiment with building another smeltery. I must admit though that if some tweaking has been done and I'm not missing something, I would prefer that in the book it actually mentioned something before you got too deeply into it, because otherwise your progression is tied to the book in a very uncomfortable way for modded Minecraft. If I know the game, then if you're going to change it, tell me about it. Don't force me to wade through a ton of stuff to figure out what you've been up to. Alright. I don't mind if you turn around and say, look, you're going to have to go and do this. I can live with that, that's fine. That's the whole point of playing the pack, is to find out what's different and adjust to it. But if you can't find out what's different and you don't know whether it's because of the pack or whether it's because of other changes that have gone on, then that makes life a little bit painful. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents, or my bitchin', whichever way you want to look at it. So, I'm going to do some grunt work to the dulcet tones of these ghasts, and when I come back we will look at building another smeltery and see what the score is. Who knows, maybe Jaded's done something really funky and decided that you can build a smeltery in the nether and it will get hotter than one in the real world. Wouldn't surprise me. Anyway, I'll see you shortly. Okay, so I've gotten some preparations done and I've also done a buttload of research. First things first, sorted out the nether wart issue. The problem was actually quite simple. Nether wart needs total darkness to grow. So I can grow it in the overworld without any issues. I just need to make sure that I've got a dark room to do it in, so I've just popped one here behind the ender lilies and we're doing fine, and the ender lilies themselves are coming along nicely as well. In fact, let's give them a quick spray and that way we can get a little bit of a boost on. Now, the smeltery. The smeltery is where things get rather interesting. It looks, based upon the information that I've been given, that we're not going to be able to do what we want to do. The temperatures that are required are just simply not within the range of the smeltery if it's using lava. Apparently you need to pump liquid pyrotheum into this thing, and if you're not already aware, pyrotheum, blaze powder, sulfur, coal and redstone. Okay, well I can do those two without too many problems. The blaze powder is going to take a little bit of work, although I could do it. And then to actually get it into liquid form, what we're looking at is smeltery. I don't know whether it will generate enough heat or not. I'm going to have to experiment. If it does, then we could be okay. If not, the only other option is the magma crucible, and that's going to require a lot more infrastructure than we have in place at the moment. So what I've decided to do, because I'm still trying to get my head around exactly how Jaded has got the tool progressions working, and some things just seem a little bit off. Maybe it's the way she's intentionally trying to slant things, I'm not sure. But what we're going to do anyway, because I've actually gone to the trouble of making up these bricks and I kind of like the way they look, is we're going to whack another smeltery in anyway, and I'll pretty it all up later. Now I want the controller here because I'm going to want to be able to access the casting basin on this side. Torch, you can go, thank you. Alright. And we're going to want some glass in the middle. Okay, and that's all formed up quite nicely. We're going to want 2 casting basins over here and here, and going to need a couple of drains to pump into those. So let's do this now. I am going to want another casting table over here, but I haven't made it up yet. But I'll put the works in place anyway just to get it prepped. And if I've done my calcs right, I shouldn't have too much trouble getting, too much of a jump, a 6 by 3 by 3 smeltery, which will give us a fairly decent size to work with. Okay, so that gives us our 3 by 3 by 3, and I do prefer to work with 9s still, simply because it's easier when it comes to dealing with the blocks. So let's just whack this glass all the way up. Ooh, that's better. And we'll get these in, and we'll test it anyway, because I am curious whether this particular option is purely to give us another aesthetic option for the smeltery, which is quite possible, or whether there is something that just hasn't been discovered yet. And either way, I'm going to want 2 smelteries, because I am probably going to do my ore doubling with the smeltery as well as the alloying. I want to try and avoid tech as much as I possibly can without going overboard. So I'm going to need 1 smeltery for processing ores and another for alloys and various other bits and pieces. But now we should have a nice smeltery that will handle a decent number of blocks. And let's grab a bucket or 3. I'll go get some more lava in a minute, but for now let's just take a couple of buckets worth, throw them in here. Alright, and we'll grab some redstone, and if it gets wasted, it gets wasted. That's just tough. 60 of them should give us what we would want if it's going to work. So we'll throw that in there and let that heat up, and I'll be able to show you what I'm talking about when it comes to it getting to a certain temperature and then freezing. In the meantime, because I'm going to have to do some mucking about to actually get what I want as far as weapons are concerned, we're going to take a crack at mana steel. Now there's a reasonable amount of mana in here now, so I'm going to add some iron ingots, and there's our mana steel. Now what I'm going to need to do, because the first melee weapon that I want is a cleaver, it's one of my favorites, and as far as I'm aware the temperature here should not be a problem, and I don't think I've got anything here that is going to mix, so I'm going to use some bronze as well. And we are going to need the large plate, the tough rod, and I'm going to need to make up a mold. And it's getting dark, so let's go and have a quick nap, and we'll grab the mold on the way back down. And I'm pretty sure I don't have the mold made up yet. No, I don't. So let's make one. And we are looking for a large blade. So we're going to need 8 stone, 8 stone, thank you. And we'll go and make up the last cast that we need. So we'll whack you in there, and we'll do a double check just to make sure that the aluminium brass is down the bottom where it needs to be. And we'll go and have a quick look at this here. You can see this lava is working its way down, and that has not changed. So pyrotheum is definitely going to be what we are going to need. Oh, what happened then? Did they come into my inventory? They did. Good. So yeah, so until we can get the pyrotheum going, we're pretty much boned as far as some of the high temperature smeltery recipes. But that's okay, we'll sort that out, give it time. Alright, so there's our cast. So the first thing that we want is we want the bronze. I'm just going to use the bronze because it's cheap and because I want the reinforced. So we're going to make a reinforced bronze tool rod. Now, did I get my numbers wrong? You wait and see. Any money, I haven't been concentrating. Watch this. Tough rod, material cost of 3. I put 3 bronze into that. What's going on here? I definitely put 3 bronze in the smeltery. Okay, so not sure what happened then. Let's just throw a couple more bronze in here and see what the flip's going on. I definitely put 3 ingots in there, and it shouldn't have mixed with anything else. So yeah, the large plate's 8, the tough rod is 3. Hang on a second, what have I got? Oh, god damn it, I'm an idiot again. That's the blade, not the rod. Some days, seriously, some days. How do we get that out of there without too much buggering around? Alright, let's see if we've got them in here or not. Translocators. Yep. We don't have them. All we've got is transfer nodes. Now I could possibly do it that way, but just to make a liquid transfer node up, I'm going to need a bucket, I'm going to need sorting pipes. Okay, I do think I have all of this stuff. Hang on. Alright, so let's have a quick look at that again. What do I need? I need the iron, which I've got. So, a couple of iron, and a bucket, and one of those each, and one of those, and one of those. Should give us a transfer node for liquids, and I should hopefully be able to do this. Let's pop this one off, hopefully without breaking anything in the process. Oi! Don't be a pain. Alright, now I should hopefully be able to whack that on there, and it should, if I got it right, transfer that bronze back in. Yes, it did. Jolly good. Alright, so now we can break this off again. I prefer to do this with translocators because they are really sweet on the smelteries, but we don't have them in this pack, so we're just going to have to deal. Alright, so cool. So let's whack that back on there. Let's get this right, shall we? First things first, let's whack the mana steel down here, and let's make our blade. Why will you not go in there? Don't grief me. Seriously, don't grief me. Large blade cast. mana steel. And what does it say here? Large blade. Alright. I'm having one of those days. Cleaver. Mana steel cleaver. Oh, go away, spiders and blood moon and all of this stuff. I'm going from grumpy to really grumpy. Large. Give me blade. Right, so let's have a closer look. Platinum, endearing, mana infused, plasteel, wither iron, signalum, mana steel. We pour molten mana steel into the large blade cast, and is that not correct? However, when we do it that way, it says it's not a valid recipe. Jaded, what are you up to? This is starting to shit me. Alright. Let's see if the other cast items work. Let's go outside at night. We don't have a decent weapon because we can't make one. Let's rip that out. Can we make a mana steel plate? Do we have the right stuff on the bottom? Yes, we do. Fluid molten mana steel. Alright. Now, you can see the game is schizophrenic because I am now surrounded by mobs. So it just can't make up its mind what it's supposed to do with the mob spawning. Okay, now that's pouring. Now the problem I've got here is that I am going to attract the attention very quickly of something that's really nasty, which means I'm going to have to hide out for the night because I do actually have mobs to worry about. So look, let me cut out here and I will do some quick investigating to see what the heck am I doing, if I can figure out what's going on with that mana steel cast. And while I do, and when I get back, we'll finish this bloody weapon off. Alright, won't be long. Alright, so it's getting dark again, but it's not a blood moon, so it shouldn't be too bad. Doing my head in, Jaded, you really are. The metal choices and what you can and can't make with them seem completely all over the place, and at the moment I've got no way of knowing whether it's intentional or whether it's just issues in the pack that still need to be resolved. For the time being, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use alamite for the sword blade. That's not too hard to come by. I can make that up without too much trouble. It's nowhere near as good as I want it to be, but until I can figure out what does and doesn't work, because it seems very arbitrary, it's probably the best way to go. And then the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to whack some of this mana steel and some of this bronze. So I'm going to use bronze for one of the rods, and I'm going to use mana steel for the other. The bronze just for the reinforced. Now we can change these out, and we probably will once we work out what's going on, or the pack updates and sorts out whatever the problems are. So let's see whether we can actually make a sword that's going to do something worthwhile for us. So the cleaver with a blade and a plate, and alright, what looks better, bronze handle or the mana steel handle? I think we'll go with the mana steel. Alright, so that gives us reinforced 2 and 22 attack damage. That's not too shabby for a first level weapon. The durability is over the top. We've got a couple of modifiers, so we'll consider what we're going to throw on that, but we might level it a little bit first. As it stands though, that should do the trick. Let's go see if we can find something that's not too brutal to kill. We got over here. We've got a player mob, and we've got probably a skeleton. The question will be, of course, is are they completely nuts or not? There's only one way to find out. Let's have a look around. Oh, I can hear you. There you are. Oh, crikey. Oh, look at that. Oh, you're freaking kidding me. Thief. I am going to turn that off in the config because that shits me so much. And that pretty much sums up the way things have been going with this pack. I'm sorry to be bitching and complaining, but yeah. Just stupidly annoying. And thief mobs which have a guaranteed chance to disarm you every single time you touch them is just ludicrous. See if I can hit this guy. Yep, there goes my sword. Come on, just die. Oh, look, now we've got all sorts of stuff turning up. Alright, time to move. Oi. Stop it. You're annoying me. Look at them all. I have a feeling that that particular rare snagging skeleton, the drainer, exhaust and sticky. I have no idea what that is. Come on, come up here. Come up here away from your mates. Let me have something to eat. I probably should have eaten first. Just get out of his line of sight. Get some food into it. Oi, I'm busy. Can you stop hitting me? Yeah, that's it. Miss for a bit. And let me eat something else. Let's get up here and regenerate first, shall we? Okay, something seems wrong. Why is my... Oops, that's not what I wanted. I just ate 2 things and my... health is not going up properly. Or did I just eat that 3 times in a row? Probably. Knowing my luck, it wouldn't be surprising. That's a little bit better. And now this particular episode is again going to have gone miles over time. You guys sick of me bitching yet? Alright, come on, let's regen. I want to kill something before I say goodbye. Or at least die in the process. Where are you? What was that? Was that invisible? Or was it just the particles that I was seeing? You. I'm going to keep hitting you. I don't care. Now die. Thank you. Did you drop anything worthwhile? No. Look at me. I'm a pincushion. Protection to... you. Naff off. And I'm blinded. Okay, so we've got something else nasty down here. Or, no, I just need sleep. Right. Okay, look, on that note, I'm going to go and have a nap, because when I don't have a nap, I get grumpy, in case you hadn't noticed. And I'm going to call it an episode here. Work out where we're going to go from here, what we're going to do, and how much more I'm going to rage. Anyway, don't know whether or not you did, but I hope you enjoyed this episode. I look forward to seeing you all again. And until the next time, take care of each other, everybody, and ciao for now.